turning over any of this stuff to find her.
Over there?
I've dropped it.
What?
The torch.
Well, use a match.
I haven't got any. Oh, never mind.
Susan.
Susan? Susan! Susan! Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright. I'd have got out without her seeing her.
Ian, look at this.
What, it's a police box. What on earth's he doing here? I mean, these things are usually on the street. Oh, feel it. Feel it, you feel it?
It's a faint vibration.
It's alive. It's not connected to anything, unless it's through the floor.
Look, I've had enough. Let's go and find a policeman.
Yes, all right.
Is that her?
It's not her. Wait.
There you are, Grandfather.
Susan, shh. Excuse me.
What are you doing here?
We're looking for a girl.
We?
Well, good evening.
What do you want?
One of our pupils, Susan Foreman, came into this yard.
Really? In here? Are you sure?
Yes, we saw her from across the street.
One of their pupils, not the police then.
I beg your pardon?
Why were you spying on her? Who are you?
We heard a young girl's voice call out to you.
Your hearing must be very acute. I didn't hear anything.
It came from in here.
You imagined it.
I certainly did not imagine it.
Young man, is it reasonable to suppose that anybody would be inside a cupboard like that?
Would it therefore be unreasonable to ask you to let us have a look inside?
I wonder why I've never seen that before. Now, isn't that strange? Pretty damp and dirty.
Won't you help us? We're two of her teachers from the Coal Hill School. We saw her come in and we haven't seen her leave. Naturally, we're worried.
Have to be clean. Oh, I'm afraid it's none of my business. I suggest you leave here.
Not until we're satisfied that Susan isn't here. And frankly, I don't understand your attitude.
Oh, yours leaves a lot to be desired.
Will you open the door?
There's nothing in there.
Then what are you afraid to show us?
Afraid? Oh, go away.
I think we'd better go and fetch a policeman.
Very well.
And you're coming with us.
Oh, am I? I don't think so, young man. No, I don't think so.
We can't force him.
But we can't leave him here. Doesn't it seem obvious to you he's got her locked up in there?
Look at it.
There's no door handle. Must be a secret lock somewhere.
That was Susan's voice.
Of course it was. Susan! Susan! Are you in there? It's Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright, Susan.
Don't you think you're being rather high-handed, young man? You thought you saw a young girl into the yard. You imagine you heard her voice. You believe she might be in there. It's not very substantial, is it?
But why won't you help us?
I'm not hindering you. If you both want to make fools of yourselves, I suggest you do what you said you'd do. Go and find a policeman.
Well, you nip off quietly in the other direction.
Insulting. There's only one way in and out of this yard. I should be here when you get back. I want to see your faces when you try to explain away your behavior to a policeman.
Nevertheless, we're going to find one. Come on, Barbara.
What are you doing out there?
She is in there!
Close the door, please. Barbara, what you doing? Close the door, Susan. I believe these people are known to you.
They're two of my school teachers. What are you doing here?
Where are we?
They must have followed you. That ridiculous school. I knew something like this would happen. We stayed in one place too long.
But why should they follow me?
Is this really where you live, Susan?
Yes.
And what's wrong with it?
But it was just a telephone box.
Perhaps.
And this is your grandfather?
Yes?
Well, why didn't you tell us that?
I don't discuss my private life with strangers.
But it was a police telephone box. I walked all round it. Barbara, you saw me.
You don't deserve any explanations. You pushed your way in here, uninvited and unwelcome.
I think we ought to leave.
Now, just a minute. I know this is absurd,
Dear. This is very...
I walked all round it.
It stopped again, you know, and I've tried... Oh, you wouldn't understand, of course.
But I want to understand.
Yes. By the way, Susan, I managed to find a replacement for that faulty filament. A bit of a damaged job, but I think it'll serve.
It's an illusion. It must be.
What is he talking about now?
What are you doing here?
You don't understand, so you find excuses. Illusions, indeed. You say you can't fit an enormous building into one of your smaller sitting rooms.
No.
But you've discovered television, haven't you?
Yes.
Then by showing an enormous building on your television screen, you can do what seemed impossible, couldn't you?
Well, yes, but I still don't...
Not quite clear, is it? I can see by your face that you're not certain. You don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Never mind. Now, which switch was it? No. Ah, yes. That is it. The point is not whether you understand. What is going to happen to you? They'll tell everybody about the ship now.
Ship?
Yes, ship. This doesn't roll along on wheels, you know.
You mean it moves?
The TARDIS can go anywhere.
TARDIS? I don't understand you, Susan.
Well, I made up the name TARDIS from the initials, time and relative dimension in space. I thought you'd both understand when you saw the different dimensions inside from those outside.
Let me get this straight. A thing that looks like a police box standing in a junkyard, it can move anywhere in time and space?
Yes.
Quite so.
But that's ridiculous.
Why won't they believe us?
Well, how can we?
Now, don't get exasperated, Susan. Remember the Red Indian. When he saw the first steam train, his savage mind thought it an illusion, too.
You're treating us like children.
Am I? The children of my civilization would be insulted.
Your civilization?
Yes, my civilization. I tolerate this century, but I don't enjoy it. Have you ever thought what it's like to be wanderers in the fourth dimension? Have you? To be exiles? Susan and I are cut off from our own planet, without friends or protection. But one day, we shall get back. Yes, one day. One day.
It's true. Every word of it's true. You don't know what you've done coming here. Grandfather, let them go now, please. Look, if they don't understand, they can't hurt us at all. I understand these people better than you. Their minds reject things they don't understand.
No.
He can't keep us here.
Susan, listen to me. Can't you see that all this is an illusion? It's a game that you and your grandfather are playing, if you like, but you can't expect us to believe it.
It's not a game.
But, Susan,
it's not. Look, I love your school. I love England in the 20th century. The last 5 months have been the happiest of my life.
But you are one of us. You look like us. You sound like us.
I was born in another time, another world.
Now, look here, Susan, you... Oh, come on, Barbara. Let's get out of here.
It's no use. You can't get out. He won't let you go.
Close the doors from over there. I saw him. Which is it? Which is it? Which control operates the door?
You still think it's all an illusion?
I know that free movement in time and space is a scientific dream I don't expect to find solved in a junkyard.
Your arrogance is nearly as great as your ignorance.
Will you open the door? Open the door! Susan, will you help us?
I mustn't.
Very well, then. I'll have to risk it myself.
I can't stop you.
I don't touch it. It's live! Ian, what on earth do you think you're doing? Grandfather, let them go now, please.
And by tomorrow, we should be a public spectacle, a subject for news and idle gossip.
But they won't say anything.
My dear child, of course they will. Put yourself in their place. They're bound to make some sort of a complaint to the authorities, or at the very least, talk to their friends. If I do let them go, Susan, you realize, of course, we must go too.
No, Grandfather, we've had all
There's
this
no
up.
alternative, child.
I want to stay. Look, they're both kind people. Why won't you trust them? All you've got to do is ask them to promise to keep our secret and...
It's out of the question.
I won't go, Grandfather. I won't leave the 20th century. I'd rather leave the TARDIS than you.
Now you're being sentimental and childish.
No, I mean it.
Very well. Then you must go with them. I'll open the door.
Are you coming, Susan?
Oh, no, Grandfather, no!
Let me go. No! Get back to the ship, child. Hold it.